Hey, welcome to the Wealth Seed. I am Lexi Johnson, your host. Look, this is the evening edition, I guess. Normally we're on earlier in the day on Thursdays, but today is a different day. So we're on in the evening. We're still getting it done though. So, hey, welcome to you. This is episode, I believe, number 28. Okay, I'm trying to keep it consistent. Anywho, what we've got today, listen, it's tax time, right? So we're going to talk about some smart things that you can do with your tax refund. And for our crazy money stories today, it's all going to be focused on crazy things people do with their tax refunds, right? Ridiculous things people do with their tax refunds. So all about refunds today. I hope that you guys have had an amazing week. As I've mentioned, I am Lexi Johnson. I am international speaker. I am a licensed financial coach and consultant and strategist, right? And so I love helping women entrepreneurs, career women to take control, to master their money, right? So that they can focus on fulfilling their purpose and expanding the kingdom of God, which takes money, right? It takes money. Listen, people are always talking about, oh, I can't, because I got to do, I got to work, I got to make money, got to pay the bills and all that. So I'm like, listen, let me help you out, okay? Let me help you out. Let's put systems in place so that you can get free to do what you really want to do, right? Anywho, I can go on and on when it comes to that. But listen, as you're coming in the room, let me know who you are and where you're watching from. I am going to try to keep up with comments, whatever I can see here in StreamYard. And then I also have a device or two in front of me. Lord help me, because y'all know, those who have been following me for a while, I do not multitask well at all, right? But I'm going to attempt to keep up here in these comments. I'm going to try. Okay. If not, no worries. I'm going to come back and I'll get to them all a little later. Okay. All right. So I'm looking, I'm thinking I'm missing. I was supposed to be going live with my group. Lord have mercy. So this is what we're going to do. Give me just a second, y'all. See if I can share this to my group. Yes, because that's where it's supposed to be. Told y'all I can't multitask for nothing in the world. Give me a second. Especially if I didn't set it up right to begin with, huh? Okay, there. Posted there. All right, let's get it. All right, so we're going to start out with our crazy money story, which today is ridiculous things that people do with their tax refunds. Okay, with their tax refunds. And let's go. All right, so I got this from an article that was titled Outrageous Items to Spend Your Tax Refund On. This is actually a pretty old article, but I'm sure, every year somebody can do something on this, right? This one happens to be 2014, which makes some of these things even that more ridiculous, right? It makes some of these things that more ridiculous. All right, here is what some people are doing with their tax refunds, some of the ridiculous things people are doing with their tax refunds. So one person decided they were going to take their tax refund and get gold-plated dice. Yep, there you have it, gold-plated dice. Some of these things actually even have the amounts on them. Now remember, this is 2014, so it's pretty old. The next one was like a solid gold iPhone. Yeah, that person in 2014 spent $3,829. Imagine what that would be today, okay, with all this inflation going on. All right, someone bought a Louis Vuitton card deck set. Somebody bought cannabis flavored condoms. Somebody bought a slap activated butt light. Yeah, crazy. I know, right? And that was like $1,200. Somebody bought a Dr. Evil villain chair. Man, y'all are crazy out here. And at that time, 2014, that was about 7,500 bucks. Somebody bought 24 karat gold rolling paper. Let me say that again. 24 karat gold rolling paper. That's what somebody decided to spend their tax money on. Lord have mercy. Somebody bought this Zafiro high-end razor, which at that time was $100,000. You kidding me? Wow. Just the craziness. Hey, have you guys heard of anyone or seen anyone do something super ridiculous with their tax refund? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. There was this malt whiskey. I guess it's a really classy brand or something. And I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right. Macallan M malt whiskey. $630,000. Yes. Somebody bought a platinum vibrator. Wow. Solid gold Lego brick. Oh my goodness. And the list goes on and on and on. Oh, look at this one. Someone bought a chocolate Lionel Richie head. Who does this? That was 830 bucks. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The stuff that people spend their tax refunds on. Just crazy. All right. I'm trying to see, but my thing don't want to act right. I was trying to see if I could find a more up-to-date one. Let's see here. And tax refunds on, let's do 2022. All right. Well, this is 2021. Let's see what they're talking about. I might do one or two, and then we're going to get on with the topic for the day. It says outrageous ways people spent their tax refund. Oh, this one's pretty general. This one is saying, oh, buying expensive equipment for a sport you don't know how to play. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get on with today's topic, which is smart things to do with your tax refund. Okay. So for those of you who may not be getting a tax refund, I am sorry. I know how that feels. Okay. But there are plenty of you out there who are getting a tax refund. And some of you are getting pretty decent tax refunds too, right? So what is something smart that you can do with your tax refund where you can look back some years later and say, you know what? I did what I was supposed to do. I mean, I did something and I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can tangibly see what I did with my money, right? Oftentimes with tax refunds, most people, what we tend to do is to go out and spend on things that, a year later, a couple of years later, we don't even have any idea what we spent that money on or where that stuff is, or if the stuff even works still or anything like that, right? And so, of course, usually I'm talking typically about, the newest cell phone, new TVs or all of these things, right? People are going to go out and get new cars. People are going to go out and do all kinds of stuff, right? And so this year, and it's crazy because it's like I get on here every year and do something very, very similar. Every year I do a very similar topic, but every year people are still doing the same thing. And people will continue to do the same thing. You know why? Because we are still being conditioned in that way, right? So, what are some smart things that you can do with your tax return this year so that you can look back and say, you know what? I can see what I did with my money, right? People often say, like, okay, I'm getting my tax refund, and this is not a smart thing to do. Believe it or not, okay, it's not a smart thing to do. People often get their tax refunds, those who get them, and they'll say, okay, I'm gonna, pay off all of this debt. I got this debt here, this debt here, this debt here. I'm gonna pay these things off, right? And then I'll be good. I will start on a fresh foot, and I'll be good to go. Hey, Winetta, good to see you. Well, the thing is, you're actually not. Most people aren't actually, yeah, they may seem to be at zero, but then come tax time, the next time they're doing the same thing again, right? Waiting on the tax refund so that they can pay some debt, get a few things and pay some debt so that they can have a fresh start, right? And then the year after that comes and they're doing the same thing. Okay, they can wait till my tax refund comes because I'm going to pay some debt and I'm going, get a few little things, and then I'll have a fresh start and then I can get ahead. And they're saying that year after year after year after year, right? And if you're experiencing this, you are not alone. So many people are doing this. And that was me for a while too, right? Year after year, waiting on that tax refund, saying I'm going to pay some debt, get a few little things, and then I can start over, have a fresh start. But listen, if we don't do anything different in the day-to-day with our money, we will be in the same spot every year, waiting for some type of lump sum so we can get ahead. Okay. And so I hope I'm going to share with you some things that you can do differently. And it is my hope that you will do one of these things. Okay. All right. So let's get it. At the end of the day, the smartest thing that you can do with your tax refund is to invest it. Everything that I'm getting ready to talk about is some type of investment. Okay. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about. And why is it the smartest thing to do? Why is investing the smartest thing to do? Because when you invest, there is a return, right? And when there is a return, then that means that you're not back at zero. Okay. Which is what happens when you get the lump sum in, you pay off all the debt, or you do whatever you do with it, then you're back at zero. Okay. I want to talk with you today about how to not be back at zero. Okay. All right. I hope that you guys are interested in this. All right. So we're going to talk about investing because it's the smartest thing that you can do with your tax refund. Okay. Hey, Pastor David, good to see you. So the first, one of the ways that you can invest is in business. Okay. Now, whether you start a business yourself or whether you invest in a business, right? That is one way that it could be a smart use of your tax refund. Okay. Take that money, invest in a business, whether you've been wanting to start one yourself or, like I said, there are apps out there, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know of one, but I can't recall the name. It starts with an R. Anyway, I think it's Republic or something like that. Don't quote me. But anyway, there are apps out there where you can invest in businesses. You can invest in startups. Sometimes it's even as low as even like $10, right? So there's no excuse, right? Anything that you want to invest in, there is likely something on your level in which you can invest, right? So we don't want to use the excuse of, well, I don't have hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars to invest. There are all kinds of platforms now where you can invest for little bits of money. All right. And now we're talking about your tax refund. So I know some of you ain't just getting $10 back, right? Like I'm talking to those people who are getting, a couple thousand or more, right? Or 1,000 or more, anything. Okay. But definitely those who are getting all this money back, right? So you can invest in business. The next thing you do is invest in real estate. Absolutely. And there's a ton of different ways in which you can invest in real estate, right? If you have had an interest in actively investing in real estate, meaning you've had an interest in doing fix and flips, you've had an interest in doing rental properties, wholesales, things where you are like actively involved, it's the greatest time to do that. And many of you may not even know, but it doesn't take a whole lot to for some of these investments in real estate, it doesn't necessarily take a whole lot, right? There are ways even you can invest passively. Maybe maybe you don't really want to have a property, right? So you can invest in a real estate investment trust, or a real estate, a self-directed IRA for real estate. Or you can do tax liens and tax deeds, which are, now the tax deeds are not so much passive, but the tax liens are, right? So there's so many different ways in which you can get into real estate and have that money yield you a return, right? Okay, so that's real estate. The other things that you can do is invest in paper assets, or crypto, or art, or yes, art. Did you know you can invest in art? Like, there are different types of investing that you can do. And I'm not just talking about your traditional IRAs, 401ks, all that, all that stuff. Those are great too. But I'm also talking about even trading. So trading, excuse me, stocks and bonds, trading crypto, trading gold and silver, trade all of that, right? And listen, oftentimes we're told, I got a little bug in my throat. See, I don't know what's going on. But oftentimes we're told that trading crypto, trading options, trading period is super risky, super risky and volatile, right? But there's risk to any investment, and there are levels, right? So yeah, there is a way where it can be super risky to invest in crypto, and it's just like stocks and bonds. If you go invest in one company stock, put all your money in that is a huge risk, and that's crazy. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't put all your money in one place, right? You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So the same thing with crypto, right? I'm not going to take everything, every single dollar and cent that I have to invest and put it all in Bitcoin. No, right? Because that's volatile, right? So I could put it in one coin or another coin, Ethereum, Litecoin, something like that. And that's fine. But I can also trade it, or I don't have to trade myself. Someone else can trade on my behalf, and then I can just generate the returns every week. There is a fund, like right now as I speak, where you can generate 2 to 4% every week. 2 to 4% every week, right? So if something like that interests you, my calendar link is, in the description. Make sure to reach out to me. And listen, when you hear of opportunities, like, get on them, right? Because some of these things are only available for a certain period of time, right? Or, and then they're closed off to new members. They may open up later on down the line again and then close again, or some just close indefinitely. So sometimes when you hear of opportunity, you want to get on it, right? So again, if that's something that interests you, like, hey, I want to know where I can invest, where I'm getting 2 to 4% weekly, okay? Hit me up. Get on my calendar. The link is in the description, right? So anyway, I was saying, hey, these are some smart things that you can do with your tax refund, okay? Invest in a business, whether it's you starting one or whether you invest in another business. There's apps out there where you can do that, okay? Real estate, we already talked about the plethora. I just talked about maybe 5 of them. There are a plethora of ways to get into real estate. Then we talked about paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs and all those, your traditional type. But then also, don't be scared of, your more non-traditional types, or things that the news and everybody else say it's so volatile, it's so risky. They try to make people, keep people afraid, right? But listen, y'all, in that crypto space, people are becoming millionaires regularly. I mean, on a daily basis, people are becoming millionaires, right? Um, and they don't want you to know that. And 30% of African Americans are in that space doing very, very well. And they don't want you to know that either, right? So these things that, even if people are like, oh, that's really risky, at least just listen, right? Give it a listen, look into it, right? It may be something that could work for you in your portfolio. All right. So then I talked about also gold and silver, which you can actually purchase. Invest in the actual gold and silver. You can trade gold and silver. There are platforms you can trade gold and silver, and you can make a return daily. Okay. So one platform I was talking about, you can make a return weekly. There's a platform with gold and silver. They trade gold, rather, not silver. They trade gold, and you can make a return daily. Okay. And then the other thing you can do with your tax refund is to invest in yourself. Okay. So again, maybe you do want to own a business. Then open that business. Get yourself a business coach. Go and take whatever coaching or classes or whatever that you need, right? Invest in yourself, because you will, hopefully, you will yield yourself a return, right? You're going to these classes, you're going to get this coaching and all of that so that you can have a successful business or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, right? So investing in self is another way to spend your tax refunds wisely. Okay. So those were the 1, 2, 3, 4, what did I say? 5 or 6 that I shared with you today. I'm going to recap them really quickly, and then we're going to wrap up and get out of here. Hey, Alicia, good to see you. So, all right, wrapping up, I'm going to recap them really quickly. Smart things to do with your tax refund. Okay. Overall, invest. Why invest? Because it yields a return. All right. So this all paying down. I'm going to come back to this paying the debt, but taking your tax return and paying off debt, no. Let me tell you, I'm going to come back to that and tell you what to do with that. Okay. So, but you want to invest in business, whether you start a business or whether you invest in other businesses, there's apps out there for that. Invest in real estate, invest in paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, trade stocks, bonds, options, all of that stuff, right? Crypto. Okay. Invest in crypto, particularly trading, right? Because with trading, the thing is you win whether the market is up or down. And I don't think people realize that. They hear trading and then they just think it's all, risky and volatile, or they hear crypto and they just like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? For trading, you can win, you can make profit or return whether the market is up or down. All right. And then gold and silver, we talked about that. There's a platform out there that could yield daily returns, right? And then investing in self. Why do this instead of paying your debt first, right? Now, I'm not saying don't ever pay your debt, but what I am saying is pay your debt out of the returns. That's what I'm saying. If you want to understand how the wealthy do things, if you want to become wealthy, you got to start thinking like the wealthy. Okay. And you may look at them, see some of them, but those who have been able to maintain their wealth over a long period of time, they're not going out there when they get lump sums to buy cars and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to say, well, Lexi, but they do. They have cars. They have several of them. They have these big homes. They have, yes. But let me tell you how they're getting those things, right? They are buying those things off of their return on investments. They're not buying those from any active income. They're living off of their ROI, their return on investment, or their return on interest. That's how they are going out and purchasing those things. Okay. Those that are not wealthy get a lump sum of money and then they just go buy a car or they pay all the bills and then they're down to zero again. But wealthy people know and understand, nope, I'm going to go invest this money. Then I will take care of my debt or take care, or buy a car or whatever off of the return. And I won't be at zero because that money will still be in there growing and working for me, right? Because I'm just taking out of the return, out of the interest that was given. I hope y'all catch what I'm throwing. Okay. I hope y'all are catching what I'm throwing. If you are, my calendar link is in the description. Make sure to set up some time with me so we can talk more in depth about your financial situation. What are your goals? What are some things that you can do with your tax refund so that down the line, I mean, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, on into eternity, you and the generations coming behind you will see that, yep, this is what happened when my great grandma or my great aunt or whomever down in the generations, this is what happened when she finally made a decision to do something smart with her tax refund. Let that be your story, right? Let that be your story. All right. So that's our topic for today. So what's happening? What's coming up? Well, we are finally going to be getting our classes uploaded onto the Global Impact University platform. I'm so excited. Our flagship course, the Wealth Seed Online, is going to be on that platform. And so therefore, you don't have to wait for me to do a live class anymore because I only do them once or twice a year, right? And so now you can get on there on demand, pay for the course, and go through the course at any time you desire to go through it. So more information will be coming about that soon. We're getting those classes uploaded next week. And so I'm super excited about that. The next thing, our humanitarian arm at Money Mastery for Her, we are traveling to Kenya this year. That is where we're doing our mission work this year in Kitale in Mombasa, Kenya. Our team has already been assembled, but you can still be a very integral part of our team. You may not be able to go to Africa with us, but you can still be a very integral part. We are going to be purchasing Crocs and socks for the residents there. We're going to be doing school supplies, sanitary napkins for girls. We're going to be helping to put in infrastructure, the first phase of infrastructure for fresh water to a village in Mombasa. And so you can be part of that, right, by donating. And so the link for that is also in the description. If you desire to just advance the kingdom of God, this is your opportunity. If you desire to be a part of something bigger than you, this is your opportunity, right? God is giving you an opportunity to do just that. Okay. So link is in the description. No amount is too small. Listen, $1 equals 125 and some change Kenyan shillings. Okay. So your dollar will go a long, long way. I think it's about $3 to purchase Crocs there, right? So your dollars are going to go a long, long way. So if you would like to donate to our mission trip, the link is in the description there as well. Listen, ladies out there, if you've not joined my Money Mastery for Her Facebook group, what are you waiting on? Get in the group, okay? Get in the group. We are going to our monthly webinars coming up. Got to get in the group to find out what that's about, okay? Because it's for the women in the group. But there's a link in the description to join the group as well. And there's also a link for our merch, our Kingdom Economics merch. So go check it out. Purchase something, okay? It also, those proceeds also go to help for the mission trip. So I think I've said everything that I need to say to catch y'all up with what's going on and what we're doing. There's probably so much more that I could say, but that's enough, right? That's enough. All right. So get in where you fit in. Go check out those links and get in where you fit in. And we'll talk with you next time. All right. Peace.